Hi guys, and welcome back to TimeShot. So we're at my little jungle base where we left off once we finished our Q&A. Now I've done a little bit of work without you guys, not much. I cleared out the trees because basically, as you guys know, the jungle has all this foliage on the bottom of it. You rarely see like big patches of land. Now we're probably going to change that, so I'd like to work with a bigger area. So we're going to have like a village, an assassin village, of course. Like, what am I? The Aussie assassin, of course. But we're going to actually get started on the main tree. Now, I've been practicing building it. And actually, I've been practicing in creative. I jumped onto my Patreon server and did it instead. So I'm using that as like a test build server when I'll come over here and show you guys. But I did pop some chickens in here so that we could have a food source out here because we've got nothing out here. I've got these 17 potatoes on me at the moment. So we've been collecting a bunch of the trees and stuff. I'm still deciding on what kind of stuff I want to do, but if we do this, make the babies. Please. I may even look up how to do like a chicken thing, but right now it's not needed. We're not overly worried about it. So we're gonna get started on the main kind of big tree. Now, I'm probably gonna do a couple of different custom trees and they're gonna link up through stuff, but I'm still trying to figure that out. So what I want to do is a custom tree, and I've been looking up videos on how different people do things because I'm not 100% sure. I could have just used like one of these ones, and a lot of people just put the leaves around for stairs or whatever block they want for stairs and connect them that way. But I thought a custom tree would be nice. And I've looked up because custom trees are hard to make. And I'm by no means a good builder. So I think I'm just a subpar average builder. Like, I can build things, but most of the time it's me looking up inspiration and mimicking different parts of different builds. I never just flat out copy a build. I usually like grab 5 bits from each different places and mush it together and it looks like something new. But I do struggle with like making a brand new looking build. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we need to go to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that one. So, and you're probably wondering, like, being like, hey, but Pudsey, you don't like really build on camera because you ramble while building on camera and stuff. So basically that is correct. I am a terrible on-camera builder. I'm not ashamed to say it either. But I enjoy building. And I've just got to figure out how I want this. I know. But I'm starting a new series on TimeShot, and I'd love your help from the comments of basically doing like a chat, a casual talk, and you guys can pick a topic. So that one came out. I feel like we just want to, oh no. So today's topic, someone said on Twitter, because I asked on Twitter, and there are a couple of different ones, what Christmas traditions I do. Now, Christmas is a topic I wanted to mention anyway, because it's obviously holiday time. We don't need to not know, like, we all know that. But not everybody celebrates holidays, or not everybody's into holidays. Like, I'm not personally a holiday person, so to speak. I try to get in the spirit of it. Some years I just can't do it. I didn't have the best, like, Christmases as a kid, so it makes it very hard for me. But, like, at the same time, it is okay not to like Christmas just because, it seems like everybody else loves Christmas. Not everybody does love Christmas. Sometimes Christmas can be the worst time for people. And it's just one of those things, I never really liked it as a kid because it was just a very complicated time of year. It's the same as my birthday. I usually just let that slide by. So that's the base of that. So you let that slide by and everything, and that's fine. You can do that. Like, you don't have to be in everything that you want, kind of thing. But there's a lot of people that love Christmas, and I just don't understand how they can. I do not like how busy the shops get. I do not like how rude people can be around Christmas time. It doesn't seem like a time of sharing and caring and giving. Although it may within your own little small group of circle, people at the shops are rude and mean, and they want everything like cheap and for presents and stuff for themselves. They're not willing to share and care and be like, oh, well, here you go, you were here first. It's like, no, I got it, now it's mine. Like, it's just a very complicated time, and a few of you guys probably know, but I have anxiety, so me going to the shops is not an easy thing around Christmas time. It stresses me out every single year, and it just is not fun. But in saying that, not all my childhood Christmases were like absolutely terrible. They just weren't the best, and usually they got ruined by something, and it was a stressful time for my mum. She always used to get stressed out a lot. So we never really kind of had like a great Christmas, I guess. I don't really remember many of them now. As I guess I've just kind of given up on remembering them. I don't really want to. But that's like a lot of things from my childhood, so it's not really a problem. But yeah, so we did have a few little traditions, but most of the time we didn't really do anything to like make it seem different. I don't know. I don't know what people do for Christmas, really. Like, no, that's not right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What? That one doesn't go there, does it? But yeah, so we did like, we didn't open any presents early or anything like that. What have I done wrong here? This side's right, so 4. Oh, this side's not out enough. I see. We did like the Santa stuff, like, so Santa would come Christmas night, so we had to go to bed early. We'd leave cookies out. We never were allowed to open presents or anything early like that, though. But like generally speaking, it was just like family came over, and that was Christmas. Like, you just saw family. And my parents have been broken up since I was 1, so I never really spent time with my dad. I didn't spend much time with my dad as a kid anyway. I still don't. It's just, he's not part of my life, really. Whereas I was always with Mum, and Mum had different partners as I was growing up and stuff. So Christmas was very different each year, depending on who was there, because for those that do have like step parents or mum and dads or whatever with boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, when they change, you just notice that other things change. Like, they bring in their traditions, so you don't always have the same traditions then. Whereas, like, say someone like Janome, her parents have been together her whole life. They're still together now. So her, like, Christmas time was very tradition set. Like, she has a set thing that she does. She used to go visit her grandparents, like her mum's side of the family, every second year. That was their thing. And then otherwise they spent Christmas at home, and they would always watch a movie at lunchtime for Christmas. It was like a thing. They still do it now. Though we're not there this year, so we'll be on our own. But yeah, so they have like a set tradition. They would have lunch. They I don't know if you guys know what Smarties are, but they sorry, I'm still semi-sick, so excuse the voice. But they would like use Smartie boxes, and if you don't know what Smarties are, just look them up. And they put their names on them, and they went on the tree as ornaments. My family did that with baubles, but I know a lot of families do that with baubles, so yeah. But yeah, so she had like a cemented tradition, but someone from what you'd call, I guess, a broken home, tradition didn't really stick, because my mum wasn't really someone that did tradition, and so we kind of just took on whoever did what. And yeah, other than that, like, I remember we had a lot of Christmas lunches. We never really had dinners. And probably the only thing I remember that never actually changed as a kid was we always had to wait for my granddad to come. And he lived nearby and everything, but he always used to sleep in until like 10, 11 a.m. or something. And so, of course, Christmas time, kids are up at, 5, 6 a.m. most of the time. So we would sit there and wait and run to the door and check the door and check the door again. And it was just like this thing. It was the same around Easter time and everything as well. But I think we have enough, yeah. That was probably one of the most memorable things from Christmas, is waiting for my granddad. We used to have to wait for him, but we could have our Santa present. But we couldn't open any other presents. So it was this, like, we got Santa present and that was it. Which, that was, like, now I look back and I'm like, we shouldn't have been such greedy little kids. We never really got much for Christmas. I remember, we had some neighbours that were a lot better off than us. I grew up in, like, what we call Housing Commission in Australia, which is basically government-funded housing. And so it's a lot cheaper to rent a government funding house, but it basically has you in, like, the low socioeconomic thing, and a lot of people know that that's what the house is, so you got teased a lot in school for that. But we had neighbours that I was friends with, and they used to get so much for Christmas. Like, we'd come out with one thing, and they'd come out with, like, 20 things, and then they'd be like, come over to our house, and their whole lounge room was full of presents. It was a very hard thing to watch as a kid, because you don't understand, like, sure, you understand a little bit about money and things like that, but you don't really understand. You just see that these kids have more than you. And it's just one of those things that you're like, but why don't I get that? Like, I remember they used to get, like, a new scooter and new rollerblades every year. And I remember getting a scooter one year, and it ended up being my birthday and my Christmas present in one, and, like, I wasn't allowed anything else for the rest of the year. That was it. So it's one of those kind of ones where you're like, oh, it's very hard watching neighbours if you're friends with them if they've got more than you. It's just one of those things as a kid you compare. But yeah, so we used to have, like, a Christmas lunch, which I guess consisted of ham, and we had ham and chicken, usually a roast chicken, which I don't think is actually that normal to have for Christmas lunch. Is that correct? Okay, we need to get on top of this. I don't know what other people usually have. 1, 2, 3, so no. There we go. Yeah, so we had, like, Christmas ham, which is, like, double smoked ham or something, Christmas ham is. And then just salads. We always had, like, coleslaw, pasta, salad thing, whatever it is. Chicken. Usually as many not hot meals. Like, my mum hated cooking, so she wouldn't do, like, a hot roast or anything. And probably one of the other things that we did that was probably tradition from more my grandmother than my mum, is that we used to have, like, plum pudding as a dessert, which I still eat plum pudding now as a dessert on Christmas, but we used to put coins in it, and they were old coins from, like, the 1900s, that my grandmother had, and you would, like, see who, like, got the most money, because it was, like, randomly put throughout the pudding when it was cooked, and you'd see who got so much money, but you always had to remind, like, the older family members that were there not to break their teeth on these coins. But yeah, so that's probably the most tradition I have now. Well, back then. Speaking of now, what we do for Christmas, well, previously when Janome and I lived back with our family area, so we both grew up within half an hour of each other. We were in different towns, but we were within half an hour of each other. And we met when we were 18. And so our families have very different traditions, and I come from a family where my mum's been married 3 times, nearly to be honest, nearly 5. It's just the other 2 haven't actually confirmed. They're not confirmed marriages, but she's classified them as a marriage. So really, yeah, 5 times. Whereas Janomi's parents have never divorced. They've been together for, I think, like 30 or something years. So it's just one of those things. And I've never really known stability in my life for that. Like, I didn't even, like, in my head as a child, I didn't think parents stayed together. Like, it's not something I saw. But yeah, so we grew up very differently, and now Christmas comes down to us jumping between houses. Now, I am in contact with my dad sometimes, not so much now that I've moved away, but when I was there, he did live nearby. He was about 2 hours away from me. So I was in contact with him, so sometimes we'd go visit him for Christmas, and sometimes we'd go visit Janomi's family, which live over like 4 hours away, so we'd drive for 4 hours, and then we'd drive 4 hours probably the night before, and we'd wake up there for Christmas. We'd have like a Christmas breakfast or something with them, which isn't really anything, it's just breakfast, but we'd classify it as a Christmas breakfast, and then we'd jump on the road, we'd travel 4 hours, we'd have lunch with Janomi's family, and then we would have dinner with my family. And by the time Christmas day would be over, we were just exhausted. It was just one of those things where you were like, this is terrible, I've been driving all day, I'm already full from the first meal I had, yet I still have to keep eating, whereas when you don't have like family everywhere, you just kind of go to one location and you're like, cool, I'll eat here and I'm staying here. So it's kind of, yeah, it's interesting having a partner when you're older, because Christmas is very different. But we might actually do this to save wood. This year, Janomi and I will be spending our first Christmas alone. So it'll be interesting. I don't know what we're planning on doing for it. We don't have a Christmas tree up because the cats are going to demolish it. And we just don't want to have to deal with that. But, like, I'm sure we'll have a good day. We'll probably Skype Janomi's and family and my family and stuff. But, yeah, it's going to be the first time we actually are outside of home. So, I don't know, maybe our traditions will change. I know for sure that my tradition of, like, me not so much loving Christmas, it's a bit different this year because of all my online friends, which are basically my real life friends, because I don't actually have friends in real life. So, which is just, I think that's a common thing with a lot of different YouTubers. Like I have friends in real life, but I don't see them because we move so far away, and honestly, I'm just very introverted and I prefer being at home and inside and stuff like that. So it's very hard for me to make new friends. I get very stressed out if the shops are busy and stuff like that. So that's one of those kind of, it's harder to make friends. I think it's harder to make friends as an adult anyway. So, like, YouTube's been great because I've got friends on here that I talk to on a daily basis. That I'd classify some of them as best friends to me. Like, we talk to each other all the time. Probably more than I talk to my family. Other than Janomi, that is. Like, Janomi and I, we live together. But yeah, so Christmas is an interesting time for me. I'm very jaded about it. I've spoken with my patrons about that, telling them, like, I'm like the Grinch. But maybe one day I won't be. Janomi's very Christmas cheery. She loves Christmas. Her mum loves Christmas. Her mum loves putting Christmas carols on, whereas I hate them. So it's just all those kind of little things that are different. And you really do notice it when you get into a relationship, how different things can be. And how different people grow up. Because, like, not many people grow up the same way. Like, we've all got our own different, unique stories. So, yeah, but I'll keep you guys up to date. I do plan on doing Christmas stuff on TimeShot. I'll let you guys know that I am setting up myself a Secret Santa. I'm just seeing what members are willing to participate in it and whatnot. Being that it is Christmas time, it's a bit harder to get everyone together and stuff. But hopefully we'll get a good group of people together for Secret Santa. We'll just see how we go with that. And I have another plan that is hopefully going to involve as many active members of TimeShot. Now, I have to decide on which members that aren't so active, if they will be included or not. I may talk to them and see if they're planning on like recording, because they kind of need to record their side of it as well, otherwise it's not going to work for me. But my Patreons know about it, and they think it's a really cool idea, so I hope that you guys also like it. But yeah, we're running out of wood. So we're getting there with this tree. We're just going to make like the tree first, and then... So I probably won't finish the tree on camera right now, because we're nearly up for time. We've already done pretty well. I just want to finish this top section if I can. I might not have enough wood though. It's very hard to get so much wood. But, yeah. But you guys should let me know in the comments what your Christmas traditions are. Can I just, like, pop in here, please? Okay. And that'd be cool, because I only ever really hear about, like, Australian traditions. Like, we don't have, probably the one thing that's majorly different is our Christmases are, like, 100 Fahrenheit, 40 degrees, especially where I live. We don't get snow, it's summer. So, like, we'll have barbecues and things instead. So it's a bit interesting how that differs as well. Whereas, like, I don't think everywhere in America it's White Christmas, obviously, because... I wonder if I should have gone down the other way with this, instead of going up. Suppose it would have worked out the same anyway. But yeah, it's just interesting, like, you guys do things a lot differently to what we do here in Australia. But yeah, let me know what your Christmas traditions are. I know about Australian kind of traditions, and, like, I've heard about different American ones and different, UK ones, but generally speaking, I don't hear that many of them. I'll have to see how this is looking. Oh, no! Oh, we don't have feather falling. We have no boots on. So, if we just jump here... I actually jumped in my chair then. I think it's coming together like the shape of the tree. Obviously we have to now make it look all natural and not so stiff. And I may even try and, like, I guess it'll have like curves off the other side anyway. But yeah, I think it's coming along. And once we have like other foliage around and stuff. But yeah. So, I think that's all we've got time for this episode. It's a bit of a rambly episode, and I hope you guys enjoy these. Leave topics down below, leave questions down below, and I'll incorporate them into videos. Especially topics, anything that you guys want to know. The only thing that I'm probably going to put a no on is politics. I'm not a politician, I'm not researched enough in politics, and politics are completely my own opinion and could be completely different to someone else. I do not want to start a comment war between politicians and what people think is wrong, right, whatever. But other things I will talk about completely fine. So, I will see you guys next time. Bye!